Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. So we're back off the weekend, we've had our tournament win, we've looked experimental a bit, and I think it's about time to go back to just regular Moonbreaker for a video. And what I've put together is a Peacemaker Balam Extilior mid-range list. So, the reason I've done this is that on the experimental server, Peacemaker Balam's ability currently only costs 1 Cinder, and it looks as though AoE style straps are going to be quite useful in the future as well, especially with things like Flurry and Noxy coming into the game as well. So Flurry being that when it takes damage, deal 2 damage to everything around it, Noxy being that when it takes damage, you create a mini Toxoid for a little while. So what we've done here is we've tried to maximise that by using a couple of units with AoE, while also just playing a few things to help lock things down. So we're starting out as always with Maximus and Deadeye. If the changes on the experimental server go ahead, we'll probably see a lot less of Deadeye, and Maximus will then be the 2-drop of choice, which will be nice. We've got Blindsider Eztli, and we've also got Peacemaker Balam. So Balam is going to be really interesting here to try and stun things up, and what we want to do is stun them in a position where we can use either Beatris, Shrapnel, or Florio Lancer to deal tons of damage into units stunned in a group. And if we can get a couple of them stuck, we might be able to keep it for multiple turns. Things like Vortex and Disruptor are going to be even more valuable than normal. And then we've got Quetzalli to allow a little bit of extra movement, potentially even allowing Balam to move in, get a stun, move back again, which would be really valuable. And then with Extilior as the captain, we can protect our units a little bit, but also, again, getting Balam into range and getting that AoE damage down really gives us that little bit of extra reach in these lists. So if you like the look of these videos, please do hit that subscribe button. We have now got the Patreon, we've got our first few Patreons on here, so I really wanted to say thank you to Pax and to Draffy for being on my first Patreons. It's absolutely, a huge thing for me to actually have that support. It really does make me think that I might be able to make a real go of this. So thank you for all of that. If you're able to subscribe or to follow on Patreon, please do so, but if not, don't worry, glad to have you here regardless. And for now, I'll see you in game. Okay, so we've found our first game. We're going to jump into it and see what we can find. I have just asked on the Discord for someone to come and join me, just to be completely open about it, so hopefully we've got the same opponent. It should be Corallar, but if it's not, it's whoever we've turned up against in the queue. I don't think they actually know what I'm expecting to play, so this could be quite a surprise to them. Okay, so with this, what do we want? I mean, we have to take a movement assist, really. It really, really helps in this situation. Stasis Field's obviously good, as is Corrosive, actually. But I think maybe let's try this with Cinder Infusion. This could go well for us. It is Corallar, okay. I thought it might be. This is brutal on this map, by the way. I do still think the maps need a little bit of tweaking, so there's not many options to get a turn 1 shot off. So this is going to be the Maximus, if that's coming down. I assume it is, because we're going to do the same. Yeah, but we are going second. Is this? That's cool, Max. I like that. Okay, so Max can move over to there, so we're just going to move to about here. And we'll pop our own Maximus back here, keep it as safe as possible. And then next turn, we've got a few choices. So I'm tempted to look more towards Beatris and Deadeye, because that's just as much... Oh wow, that doesn't even go through it. Okay. That applies as much pressure as possible. Also, if Max goes in here, we can just move in and potentially just trap Maximus, which could be quite fun. Just put like Beatris here. And then just, block them in place. That definitely feels like it's what I want to do if this situation comes up, because obviously Zax can move things, but we want to be applying pressure, so not being able to get quite in range is slightly awkward, but we should be able to get damage off with Maximus, move back again, and then move up with our units there. We've got the other option is Shrapnel, but I feel like 2 bodies is just worth it here. Yeah, they might as well take the pot shot here, there's no reason not to. And what are they going to play? So they've got 2 drops, so this probably is a Deadeye at the back. Let's see. It is! It's a Deadeye. Okay. So now we know exactly what's going on here. We're going to just take our shots. Hide back again. Move over here. We'll deploy Beatris just about here. Gain our extra Cinder. We'll pop Deadeye down. I actually think Deadeye just goes straight behind Extilior, make them come out a little bit more. Actually, just back here is fine, because it's harder for Maximus to get to us. And we don't have anything else yet. For some reason I thought we had Cinder Infusion there, so... Yeah, Max is going to get his 2 damage, but then Max is just dead. and we can start moving in on things next turn. If they move Deadeye too far up, we will absolutely find a route to go and deal with that. Yeah, so this might be a little bit too far. If Extilior can move there, can maybe push into range. Okay, so they've gone for the 50-50 on this. They got a miss, which is good, because that also spent a Cinder as well. So with this situation, I'm tempted to actually just kill this with Beatris, move Extilior down here, push us in this direction to get here, but first try and get 2 shots off with our Maximus, or maybe our Deadeye, and then just go for the spin to try and take that out. Because the following turn we're going to have all the Cinder, so we can actually just, you know, afford to take it a bit easy here. One thing I do think I'm noticing is that it feels like we're missing a bit of Cinder here. Okay, so they're just going to go for the 2 Cinder just to keep Maximus alive, which is... I'm not sure how I feel on that, because it's 2 Cinder for a 1 Cinder unit, but we all know Max is worth more than 1 Cinder anyway. What's this for? Is this just movement? This is a really hard call for them, but I don't really know what I'd do, but I probably would be just taking the damage here and making them kill us. Yeah, sure. So that's the right location, because it pushes us back. Ah, good shot. They did find a good shot there. Cinder Infusion. Okay, Cinder Infusion going on to Deadeye is really good news for us. And we can hit that, so... that can get to there. Can we push this into range? I think we're just going to have to try it and see. We've got a -3 there somewhere, I saw. -2? No modifier? Perfect. Okay, let's go for this first. We did miss one, but that should be okay. So the question is, from there can we get in range? If we can't, we need to use Deadeye now, but we've got... in fact, we've got enough Cinder next turn for this, so... I'm going to put this on Deadeye. And see if we can... I think it's going to be easier to push Extilior towards Deadeye than Deadeye towards Extilior, so let's just do this. Yeah, there you go, that works. So this takes out their Cinder Infusion as well. We can move up here. We're going to try and get just any line of sight here with our Deadeye. And then here we might as well... we'll have 5 Cinder next turn actually, so we can just leave this and play a Florio if we need to. But what I'm hoping to do is just figure out what we need actually. Oh no, because we're going to have 2 extra Cinder. So we're going to have 7. So we can actually play probably Shrapnel and Balam might be a good choice here. Because I think we're going to need to start worrying about our life total here. Especially now. Okay. Yeah, Shrapnel and Balam are what we're going for here. Because we're going to just get raced out of this otherwise. So we're probably actually dead here. This is one of the things I was saying about, you know, being a little bit concerned about my Cinder. So Beatris is just going to come down this way. And honestly, everything here just has to start going at their captain. So what's the best angle we can get? It's probably something like this.
Come on, fellas.
This is very awkward. Yeah, I think I may have just messed up by going for that. Personally, I'd even go as far as saying Coralor potentially baited me here. I think I may have just fallen for it. So let's just take the shots that we can hit. Honestly, I actually think it's better here to just shoot Beatris and hope we get a crit than it is to actually just shoot their captain. It's more likely. Yeah, just go for the 1 in 10. No. Did I just do that at the wrong time? I think I did. Yeah, I did. I've just capped us out on Cinder as well. Right, so let's just place Blindsider Eztli over here. Is this in base contact? Yeah, they both are. So we probably just deploy Shrapnel. Something like here. Let's go here so they have to deploy it more awkwardly, but I think we might be out of this. I think we can kill one of these, but I don't think we can kill both. Is there enough of them? Okay, so the fact we're getting attacks back is nice. If Beatris attacks, they'll hit Chuck, so... Again, this... Maybe we should have put Eztli this side. If we put Eztli this side, that gives us a bit more pressure. And I think now we need to start looking at getting down Balam, but... If we get Balam this time and Quetzalli the next, we could be okay. Okay, that Chuck went way further than I thought, but that's also potentially sent us to safety. I'm okay with being chucked to safety. Like, we just run away here and put everything else onto them. I think that might be a big mistake. So between Deadeye and Eztli, we can actually kill this. And we can start using things down here to try and push for more damage in the late game, especially Shrapnel, if we can get a good angle on Shrapnel. If they go over there, I'm just going to run Shrapnel down and try and shoot it.
What is
Yeah,
this,
they need to play defensive here, whatever this is. But we probably kill Beatris and just run away with Extilior and just start pushing up the board. Because we have got enough damage.
Look at all the
Aria, okay. So I've seen a few more people playing Aria recently, which is interesting. Okay, so this we can just shoot.
beats being in a
That's going to be our plan for this. So we can get...
Like my battle mask?
every day's full
Okay,
of
maybe we
fun.
do just attack it. Whatever. Go for Maximus just to finish that off. Yeah, we did get it. So now we pop Deadeye over here. Just go a little further back, take this shot.
Truly didn't feel that.
I think we actually just... It might even just be Florio, I think, actually, come to think of it. So Florio, Shield of Hope ourselves.
Now we're talking. You spent
Go for this as the kill. Extilior's just going to move back safely.
Out of here.
And where do we go with Shrapnel? Okay, so is there a... What have we got here? I mean, this is just decent in itself. So let's go with that. And then maybe... I think actually just move back to here to protect Deadeye a little bit. Okay, I think this is our turn. We can start putting pressure down. We want to basically keep Beatris to use Beatris to keep Florio safe. And now we can start applying pressure. We're way ahead in terms of crew. We've got 6 on the battlefield and 2 in reserve, and they've only got 5 in total. So if we can actually use this as an option to clear up their crew, I think we're in a really good spot. Unfortunately, I kind of need something to die so I can get out Balam. But we can start just pushing things with Florio. You know, we can start really going for the damage here. So this is going to have to be a really tight bit of movement they're going for. I think they're trying to get the Florio angle while staying out of Beatris's range. Yeah, so that's a pretty good shot there. Because Florio is a huge bit of endgame here. I mean, with bad positioning from them, we could potentially just use Disruptor Beam to kill Aria as well with some good damage on there as well. The question is, can we kill Chuck and Cut? Okay, so Aria's got her accuracy, so she probably hits Florio as well. Yeah, 82. That's what we expected. So the question we need to ask ourselves here is, can we get another 3 damage onto their Aria? So I think if we push her up this way, there's a chance we can, especially using Deadeye and Maximus. Is that Fate Twister Tantan? Okay. And this is, yep, Cinder Infusion. Okay, so this can get here to deal 3, and then we'd still need to deal 1, 2, and 3 up there.
Feeling fine.
There's no world in which Beatris gets quite into range here. So I think we have to push Aria up, because Aria's actually going to be an issue for us. So I think here looks about right. We're actually going to move Florio in, just to get a bit of easier range onto things. That's fine, we'll deal with that in a moment. We will release Ozos here to guarantee that. And we can bombard all 3 of these. Where did Shrapnel go? Shrapnel's all the way over here. So let's just go for the Shrapnel attack. Or attack this then, maybe, so we don't attack as many of our own things. Got the 1. What other abilities have we got left? So I'm actually going to Sword of Justice here just to use the Cinder, so that Eztli just gets bigger. Gain some Cinder, put it onto Shrapnel, and move Maximus back out of line of sight completely, and Shield of Hope ourselves. I think I didn't quite get to move forward. But again, here we're going to lose Florio, most likely. Actually, no, we don't have enough damage, enough to lose Florio unless they move out and vortex this in. So I think we've probably just closed this game out. And I feel fairly good about it. Like, we didn't get to use Balam yet, but also we haven't lost a crew yet, and we're nearly in the full end game section here. So Tantan is probably a signifier that there's going to be a Florio in our future, and we've got a lot of pressure on the board here. Like, the thing is as well, everything we've played so far is just good stuff units. These are just the best units going in the game. The only thing we've really changed out is Balam, and Balam hasn't really had a point where she's felt too relevant here, so it's just a case of wanting to figure out the best thing to do. The fact they haven't killed Florio means that Tantan's probably dead, and we can start just applying more pressure. We can kill this fairly easily as well, especially between Beatris and Deadeye. So yeah, everything needs to start either running away or killing our units here, and I think we're in a really strong position to do so. Yep, that toss is a good one, because Eztli is nowhere near in range now. And then this has got to be like a Furia or a Florio, or... yeah, it's Furia. Okay. So we've got Furia's next attack as a hit, which is fine. This is going to be our Florio shot, without a doubt. And we're just going to really start applying the pressure as much as we can. So there's no world where we get line of sight here, so we just go for the best we can do. We still haven't lost a unit, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, it's a weird thing to think is unfortunate, but it is how this works. So we can get an angle here, but we just need to kill this first. So let's go for that. Honestly, we're out of range with everything, so we might as well get Maximus into... okay, so Florio can just move over here now. Maximus can come over here, push some damage through. I actually think Deadeye has to go for this. Beatris can keep moving forwards. Maximus can move forwards as well. Again, give them less and less options. Eztli definitely needs to move forwards. Keep safe here. Move in. And honestly, let's Shield of Hope Eztli again. Because we're protected here. We've got... yeah, so our Florio's dead here, but then we've got all this pressure coming down onto their Furia, and they've only got one unit left. But they have got a stun. So this is obviously great for them. And the question is, like, how quickly can we turn on them? They need to use Furia this turn, basically, or they die. Like, there's no world in which Furia... like, if Furia doesn't kill something now, I don't see how they get to us. As in, how they deal enough damage to us in the long run. We only need to do 3 to 4 damage. That mine doesn't worry me, because we can just not worry about that. That's also fine. I actually think that's probably the wrong choice. They needed to stun one of our range damages, so we couldn't attack Furia as easily. But now Furia's guaranteed to hit something, so she can take out Deadeye. Which is absolutely fine. What's their last deployment? Is it a Scattervine? It's their Shrapnel. Okay. So with that being their Shrapnel... oh, they didn't attack. Okay, well that I think is probably just a mistake. Because we've got a really good shot here, 85%, so if we just hit this... brilliant. Oh, interesting. We've actually trapped ourselves slightly. You know what? Let's pop Quetzalli down about here. So then Maximus can start freeing herself up a little bit.
Bravery requires teensy breaks.
Interestingly, I actually think we can't get through this, so we just have to hit it and not worry about it.
Time to strut.
Maximus can just
Like
move
my battle mask?
over here. Get his hits.
See me in your sleep. Like making me wait?
Oh, oops.
What?
let's just do this then. Bugger it. That was a mess of a turn, but they've only got one unit left. It's a shrapnel, and we're almost guaranteed to win this now. So you could just see my brain ticking there, hence why I just stopped talking for a little bit. We've deployed our Quetzalli. Everything should now, in theory, be able to get onto their captain. We'll take a bunch of damage here, but it's not enough to worry about anything. So I think we can just call this one, chalk this one up to being a victory. There are worlds in which they kill us, but we're just going to shield Extilior every turn and push damage onto them as much as possible and see what we can do. Like Beatris, we can even push into range here. Okay, they're just going to run. That's fine. So we can push Beatris into range and not... Oh, we could also just push the mine back at them. That doesn't make any difference logistically. Okay, and Cinder Infusion. Yeah, sure.
Want some palace fruit?
So we'll just take this shot here. Move over this way.
Heard every excuse.
Move Shrapnel in. Take this shot. Get a nice big crit. Quetzalli's going to move down here. So we can't actually move around to that side. So we're going to have to just go around things here. So now Shrapnel can just move in this direction.
Stretching my hammers.
We can move Eztli over here. I don't think we can actually spend 10 Cinder, but... Maximus actually just wants to stay out of this, so how many refreshers we got left? 3 refreshers. Okay, so this should be it. Sword of Justice and attack. There we go. That was a long game and a hard fought one, but it worked out well in the end. I think trapping that Maximus was really useful early on. The fact we took so much damage and we had to like back off and then come back in again, but that ended up being a really solid game. So I want to thank you, Corolar, very much for queuing up for that. I can probably fit in one more game, because this has got to be a half-hour video. I'm actually recording this on a lunch break at work, so I don't have too much longer to actually be able to record. So I can fit in one more of these and then get that processing ready to upload. But that was actually a very entertaining game. Hopefully you can find another opponent. It might be Corolar again. It might be someone just joining the queue. Either way, we've got a lovely map choice. And our opponent is... Ooh, Blindsider Eztli. Okay, so who's this then? Ooh, Vortex Disruptor's beautiful. We'll take that. It is Corolar again. Okay, so we've got no idea what we're coming up against. I do like Blindsider Eztli. It's quite a nice skin. Although I still need to finish this. This has been a work in progress for ages. I lost energy on the tracks. Okay, so not much we can do here with Maximus, so I think we just... Oh, maybe that was actually just in the wrong place. So just deploy our Maximus back here.
This'll be over real quick.
Yeah, that was actually terrible. That was such bad placement. We've just given them a complete free ride. And the crit, yeah, the crit was well deserved there. Did not deserve to win that one. Okay, so we've got an Extilior mirror match here. Interesting, there's not that much space here, so we might again be able to block their Maximus in place. And if they, depending on where they drop... Oh, is this a Beatris this time? It is. Okay, so Beatris is going to probably be able to get to us no matter what. But we want to find out our deployment range. So we could just go in on Beatris. Or we could just try and do something.
I'm right over here.
So our Maximus can hit theirs. That's probably a good start. We've got one shot. So if we go about here, we're out of range of Beatris, and we might be able to just deploy in range, but let's find out. Not quite. So if we put Beatris here, let's just try it out for science. Deadeye here. This should work, actually. No, not quite. So they're going to be able to escape here, which is frustrating, and our Deadeye is going to take some damage, and possibly our Beatris as well, because I didn't think of that interaction. Okay, this is not as good of a start. We're just like giving Corolar a free unit here. Well, not free unit, but like 4 free damage onto this. Okay, I don't know if Stim Burst is... Oh, they're just pushing on us. I mean, sure. That's a very aggressive start. Okay, that Stim Burst was just short of what they needed it to be. But Their Maximus is probably... Oh, wow, they're just going straight for us. Okay, so we're going to have to just immediately go for killing their Maximus. There's nothing else to be done here. We're going to kill the Maximus, and then we just need to turn on their captain and play keep away. Because if they move up here, that's actually kind of okay for us. This isn't too bad. We have got much more damage on the battlefield than they do. And we've got more coming? So it depends on their deployment, I suppose. If they play like an Eztli, we try and... Like, if they play Eztli, we actually have to almost play the grindy game. This looks like an Eztli, actually. So the question is, can we actually pull these two together into one spot? If we can... Yeah, okay, if they're going up here, then definitely not. Yeah, so that's that.
Instructions.
So I can't even fit through that gap. So I could pull these together and try and spin this and kill Eztli outright. Which I don't think is too bad, but then we're leaving Maximus. But maybe we can just kill Maximus with this and then use Beatris up there. Okay, so let's try...
What is this armor made of?
Let's try something a bit awkward.
Manipulating.
This might work.
Calculating.
So if we Sword of Justice first... We're going to have to push Beatris. Push Beatris up here. Try and get her in range of this. I mean, we hit our captain again, which isn't good, but... Oops.
Awaiting directive.
We'll hit this. Shield of Hope ourselves. We're going to take 7 next turn. Then we can move up here. And then we just start playing super defensive. So like we might even just play Quetzalli next turn and start running away. Because if they move in here, in theory we can kill Beatris. And we can just start running away. And dealing damage to... Oh no, because we can't spin and get things away. So we're going to have to move block them. Okay, so Beatris getting the nano shield, that's pretty awkward. So I actually think we're dead. Oh yeah, I don't think there's another thing we can do here. Oh no, we can move. Oh, we're fine. So let's just... Yeah, let's just play Quetzalli out. Pretty much as far away as we can. We're just going to use this solely to run away.
Doesn't the sun feel tasty?
There we go. Is that all of the uses left? We've got 1 use left, so this will be for Deadeye. So we'll start going for these hits. And what we want to do is try and make a little wall here that's big enough to block Extilior into place. So we're just going to go for this here. And probably actually just... Because they can probably get over that way with one anyway, so... Let's just go back here. If they've got a Quetzalli, we're just dead. That's the thing. Yeah, so this looks like a Quetzalli to me. There's no way you'd play an Extilior without one. But that does put them slightly short of the amount of damage they need to kill us. Unless they crit. If this is a Quetzalli, that's 6 Cinder, which means they don't have enough to spin. So there's a world then in which we can use our Quetzalli to move closer and actually take theirs out. Because they shouldn't have enough damage. So unless Beatris can get there as well, but she's slow, so I actually think this might be it. They're going to be 1 Cinder short, potentially. And then we're going to struggle with some of these, so I don't know. The problem is I don't know if we can actually get Maximus into range. There's Quetzalli. We need to deal 11. If they attack us here, we need to deal 9, and we've got 5, we need to find 4 more. Yeah. Their Quetzalli has 1 activation left. So I think we can get our Beatris in. Oh no, because Quetzalli's slow now. And we don't have our assists yet. Nothing here does immediate effect. This is so awkward. So I suppose the question comes down to what we can hit them with. We don't have good lines of sight here. Okay, Maximus is probably just dead weight, honestly. But the question is, can we kill their Quetzalli and stay away? Probably not. So I think we have to go for damage here. So we need to use this first. Can Beatris get into range? Not quite. There you go. So Beatris gets into range now. So we've got 1, 2, 3. This doesn't have anything left. Nope. We've lost here. Unless...
Your commands.
Unless... Okay, so we shouldn't have done that with Deadeye, but it's fine. We take this shot. We move over here. We deploy a Florio. There's no way to block this, I don't think. I don't think there was any way of blocking that off. I was trying to see what we could do, but... Yep, they can just get in and spin. Oh, that was great. Well played, Corilla. That just so you know, turning on me really quickly, it really paid off. I just needed to be slightly quicker on my sort of finish there. Very close to getting Deadeye leveling up here as well. Brilliant. Well, that's going to be all the games I've got time for today. I want to thank you very much for watching. Corilla, thank you. Corilla, thank you very much for taking part. I really, really appreciate it. It was great to be able to get some content recorded. And honestly, this has been a fun one. I've actually enjoyed this a lot. We didn't even use Balam, so if anything, this was a failure of a video, but I wanted to try. So thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like, subscribe, go follow over on Patreon, links down below. Most importantly, with all of that, let's have a good day.